I think it's unjust for the U.S. government to deport draftees and people that enlisted in the military.
The documentary Exile tells the story of deported veterans of the U.S. military who are now at the Deported Veterans Support House in Tijuana. Tomorrow, a congressional delegation will travel south of the border to visit that house and push for legislation to help them. Democratic Congressman Luke Correa from Santa Ana is among them. He joins us live now here in studio. Congressman, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Alex. Good to be here.
So I'm going to be going on this trip with you guys tomorrow as we head south of the border. What is the main point that you're trying to make?
These are veterans that served in Iraq, Afghanistan for America. And they got into trouble, they got their green card pulled, and now they've been deported. Let's get them back.
So, critics would say they committed a crime. We're a nation of laws. Why should they get any special treatment?
We're also a nation of fairness. And these folks fought for our country. And because they might have broken the law, they got deported. We want to make sure we look at their issues, what it is they did, and get them back. That's the right thing to do.
And I know there's some legislation, especially to help people that are nonviolent criminals get back here. What is some of that legislation, and what are you doing specifically to help on this issue?
I'm supporting that legislation. As you know, the process is a long one, but we have some Republicans that are also sympathetic because at the end of the day, when you're a veteran and you put it all on the line for this country, we want to take care of you.
And these people are now living at this house or getting support from this house in Tijuana.
Veterans that fought with our forces, Americans, next to our Americans, now living in Tijuana in squalors. That is not what this country is about.
Okay, and let's talk about another big issue that matters a lot to Southern Californians, because obviously veterans issues and immigration does, but also climate change, one of the most important issues to so many people in Southern California. Tomorrow, or yesterday, the president pulling out of the Paris Climate Accords. Today, his staff saying that they don't know if he believes that climate change is a hoax. What's your reaction to that?
Since World War II, the U.S., America, has been a leader in all areas in this great world. And to me, when you start pulling back from these accords, you are giving up that leadership to other countries. And to me, that makes me very uncomfortable.
So what can be done, and what can be done from the Democrats on this issue?
Well, we're there. We want to be there. We want to continue to lead the world. And we're hoping that this president recognizes that there's a lot of importance, a lot of equity in being the leader in the country, whether it's trade, climate change, human rights. We have to be there. We've got to be the ones setting the tone internationally. Not China, not Germany, but the good old USA.
Let's talk for a moment about you, because you're one of the newest members of Congress. What is it like being a congressman? What's the biggest surprise so far from your time on the Hill, maybe that you didn't expect?
I have nothing to compare it to. I'm new. I've been there for about 100 days. But I can tell you, the big thing I see is the amount of work, the hours. I love the work, but they're very long. And the other thing I found is you have a lot of competent congresspeople. You look around, and all of my colleagues, very accomplished individuals in their own right. So I'm honored to be a congressperson, but biggest surprise, it's a lot of work.
Okay, well, we appreciate the work that you're doing, President. We appreciate part of that work coming in here and talking with us about the issues. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, sir.
And we will join you tomorrow. We're going to be heading down to Mexico to cover that visit with the deported veterans. Look for coverage tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night right here on Eyewitness News, and we'll hear from the congressman once again there as well. All right, and now let's go over to Danny.